Elvenspun, it's Nico, and this is the weekly update. Nothing was showing, it was just low. So this is the weekly update. My calendar, the push pin fell out. It rolled. I don't know where it is, otherwise it would be hanging up there. I don't know what it is. Hold on, today's the 7th of March. Yesterday was Mom Carter's birthday, which is the 6th of March. So happy birthday to Mom Carter. Happy birthday to all of my March07 crap. I have to make the birthday post. It's a new thing. I haven't been doing it. I have not done it before. It's a new thing, and I gotta take pictures of the gemstones, and it's okay. Happy birthday, March babies. We did live chat today. I had fun. I was cleaning a bit, showing off my haul from the Dollar Tree for supplies. I got like 30 notebooks, different styles than I have before. But I got them, and I'm glad. I got like 2 months worth of supplies. I got the plastic containers I've been using for shipping sculptures in because they don't have great presentation boxes, like cardboard ones. I did get a couple of cardboard presentation boxes. They're kind of cute, but they're for bigger pieces and a whole bunch of cool things that are just too far away for me to reach. Anyway, I did have fun. We started a fairy doll today. She has not been baked yet. I'm looking at her. Actually, I'm hearing sound, looking at her and looking around like, oh my god, is there other sounds? No, it's Orion. He sneezed in the living room, which is right that way. So I have a fairy doll we started. I'm gonna put her in the oven soon. Stop making noises, you're freaking me out. God, it's Lily on the basement stairs. I had the basement door open for her. Yeah, I don't know if people need trigger warnings or if that's even a thing or whatever, but if you have an eating disorder or have dealt with ED and are triggered by it, you don't probably want to watch a good portion of this, because I have an ED. I never called it that. I never gave it a name until this year. I don't know the actual terminology for it, but it happened in high school. I ended up doing it in high school, and it wasn't for, there goes my orange, it wasn't for like any reason because I thought I was overweight or anything. Like, I knew I was tiny, but I had siblings and they liked to tease me a lot, and part of what they did was call me fat in like any conceivable form, and that happened for 3-4 years, every single day. Started pretty much at the end of my middle school thing, and I'm not upset at my family, I mean the kids. I'm not upset at my siblings. It's just what ended up happening. It was teasing, it was bullying, but sibling bullying. I don't hold it against anybody, but I stopped consuming food. The only thing I would eat in a week was half of an apple a day, sometimes a whole one, and then once a week, usually on Fridays, I would have a very small bag from the snack machines of white cheddar popcorn, and I drank water, and that was it. Even though I was cooking like the dinners and stuff at home, I never ate them, and there's so many of us, and my parents were working during dinner time. There's so many of us, nobody ever noticed, which is that's what I wanted. It got to the point where I could no longer get out of bed, and I was days away from never getting out of bed again and never waking up again. But luckily, the day that I couldn't get out of bed, and this is very hazy, it's very hazy, I don't have a lot of memory for like 6 to 8 months of that time. But I remember I couldn't get out of bed. I called for my mom. I told her I couldn't move my limbs. I couldn't lift my head. I could barely talk. Somehow she got me to the doctor. Somehow I was at the doctor's, and I ended up telling the doctor what happened. And I just remember my mom being very still and looking down. Like, I don't know if she was angry or sad or heartbroken or all of it, but I knew she was being very determined not to show any expression. And I know from the doctor's look on his face, he had given her like some magical adult cold look of, don't say anything, don't judge. So that's what she was doing. And the doctor, who is amazing, I love him, and he is retired now, he literally asked me whether or not I wanted to live or if I wanted to no longer live. And I did not want to not wake up again. So we got started on a diet plan. I became very anemic as a result of what I did to myself. I have bowel problems. I have urinary problems. Not just from anxiety and depression, but from what I did to my body. I have wreaked havoc on a lot of my body. But I never gave it a name. I never spoke what happened out loud. So I guess I was restricting. I was definitely restricting my food intake. And after I got better, and it was very good. I will say it was a very good way that it happened to me, and my recovery was very good. My mom and my dad just did discipline my siblings and told them what happened and how close I was to not waking up ever again. And I mean, the name calling stopped, which is fine, but I know they were kids, and it's just whatever. Anyway, so after I mostly recovered from that, I did become very anemic. I had to be very careful with vitamins and making sure I'm eating enough iron. And anemia is something I've been dealing a horrible fight with for years. I am 40. I think I'm 40. So this was in high school, and I graduated in '99. So it was a while ago. So when we moved up here, there was, I don't even know why I'm doing this in the weekly update, but I kind of feel like you need to know, because you've been dealing with it without actually knowing that you're dealing with me dealing with it. So it's only fair. And it's not just Patreon only information, it's everybody. If you want to know, you can know. You can always ask questions. I am an open book. So when we moved up here, Mom Carter was very obsessed with her numbers, and she, from being sick and from being bedbound and everything, she dropped a lot of weight. And she would just harp on and on and on and on about her numbers, and if she ever gained so much weight, she was just gonna off herself, and she just couldn't do that. And honestly, I had not dealt with anything like that ever. And my thoughts of, you know, not eating weren't ever there until we moved up here. And I realized what was happening after a while, and I told Kevin, and he got her to stop. So Kevin is very supportive. He knows everything, of course. So the last few months, ever since I hurt my knee, I don't remember if it was in November, or I'm pretty sure it was before December or October. Like, I don't know, I don't remember when I had the slip and fall and hurt my knee. I was doing Christmas stuff, so it might be November, early December. I haven't really been eating since then. Not I have been eating, but I haven't been eating. I haven't been eating like normal meals and stuff, I would maybe have a bowl of cereal with Kevin, but it's a very small bowl because I don't want to eat anything. And this is nothing that like consciously I like made a decision, but I stopped being hungry. I stopped wanting anything, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm overweight or anything. I just was not hungry, and I was very depressed, which probably goes hand in hand. But I after a couple of days of getting overtly sick, I realized what was happening, and I'm just like, Kevin, I am not eating really during the day, and a lot of the times he comes home and he doesn't want to eat dinner, which would be the only reason I would eat at night. So I wasn't. But I did recognize what was happening right away. I told him, and I'm like, hey, this is what's happening. I'm very depressed right now, but I'm also not hungry, and I'm not eating. And he tried so many things. He's like, well, what do you want? We'll get you whatever you want. We'll make things. And I'm like, I don't want anything. I had no desire to eat a single thing. I had no appetite or anything. So I pretty much for several months now, since I got hurt, have been surviving on rice cakes, which I adore, and it's either the everything bagel flavored rice cakes or the lightly salted ones, but that's it, and fruit of some sort, which is usually why you guys hear me say I have a fruit salad in the fridge, I want to eat it, which is also me trying to psych myself up to eat it, because I do want to eat it, I like it, I was just not hungry. So and I know I had Chipotle delivered one day, and that was like a super rare treat, because I really just wanted some bread. I wanted the wrap, the burrito wrap. That's all I wanted from it. But I ordered my normal bowl with the burrito wrap on the side, and even though like normally it would have been 2 meals for me, it lasted a week because I just wasn't eating. So, but those burrito wraps, when they're warm, that's like just, oh, it's so good. Anyway, last week I got hungry. Last week I made myself food for the first time in a long time. A very long time. And it was just a thing of instant rice. I know I like these. I know they have a lot of sodium, but honestly, at that point, like, I don't care. So I made myself a thing of instant rice, and it was taco flavor rice, and it was good, and I was very proud of myself, and Kevin was like, good girl. And then like 2 days later, I made another thing of rice, and today, after a live chat, and I did some cleaning. It's still not great, but I did some cleaning. That you can't even tell. But the floor area is way cleaner. I was hungry, like famished. So I had leftover chicken from dinner on Friday night, and I had some bread, because Kevin bought bread because we're going to do sandwiches this week. I had 2 pieces of bread to soak in the chicken juice, and I had the chicken that reheated, and I have 3 of these small oranges to eat over the course of whenever I get hungry for them. They are out in front of me, so I can see them, that they are there. I had a coffee this morning. Don't normally have coffee, but you know what? Heck yeah, had coffee, and since it's lunchtime, I am drinking my moon noon juice. So yeah, that is the thing I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with for years, but right now it's really bad, and it's kind of the worst it's been since high school, since like I actively had not been. But I am hungry, so hopefully this is a new page in the book. Maybe we started a new chapter. I don't know. I could fall into deeper depression and it just start all over again. But at least I know to tell Kevin I have alarms that I have set that I can turn on. Kevin, like, while I was making this, is like, hey, it's lunchtime, take your break and eat. He's been very, very kind and supportive. But that is what I've been dealing with here in Elvenspun. And I don't know why. I guess it's just something I will end up dealing with the rest of my life. But you know, it's fine. It's just part of who I am. But I do have lots of snacks. In order for me to try to want to eat, Kevin and I ordered me a lot of snacks. They're mostly from nuts.com. But I literally have a refillable shopping bag, a big one, full of snacks next to me to pull out and eat as I can. So, but even when we had them, up until like the end of last week, I wasn't really touching them. So that's it. I love you guys. I know it's a weird update, but I figured you should know, and I figured I've been holding this in enough, and hopefully if I put it out there, it'll help. Not necessarily just me, but it might help somebody else. I love you guys very much. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye!